Welcome back. You know, the best thing about this particular interview moment here on Mountain Views isn't that it's my birthday. It's that it's the teacher's birthday. It's Kirsten Fox from the Fox School of Wines. Happy birthday!
Thank you. You too.
I'm not going to say anything about the number. That's up to you whether or not you want to disclose.
We'll just leave it
Just
at happy birthday.
25 again.
No, I'm 70, well preserved.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm going the other way. Everyone's like, wow, you're amazing for 70. I know.
Right?
So much energy and. I know. All the old guys are like, wow.
Right, right. What are you doing after,
what kind of
4
vitamins?
o'clock?
Yeah. What kind of electrolytes are you using? Anyway.
It's true. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I hear you have a new gig in addition to the Fox School of Wines. You're just turning into Wine World, aren't you?
You know, I have to say, I'm now a wine broker for Phoenix Wine and Spirits. And
Super cool.
Super cool. And to be able to, I used to have a real job too, but it was never in the passion.
Right.
And so I would have to put that aside and go to work and then come home and work on my fun. And now I am talking to restaurant owners and managers and
brilliant.
It is all day long, and I'm having so much fun. So I just can't even wait to just start teaching again because I've got so much new information and amazing experiences. So it's just been really exciting. So thank you.
Good for you. That's
Thank you.
really great. And your classes are so good already. I can't imagine that there's going to be, because at this point I would imagine that it's just the enthusiasm that's going to drive you to the next level because you're around wine all day. You're just on another kind of level of wine intelligence
Let's
quotient.
just hope I don't talk like this next time I'm on the show.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not worried. But when you're a huge star,
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure everybody will say she's just like she used to be when she was one of us. So, Mother's Day.
Yes,
Mother's Day.
always close to the birthdays.
I was thinking about the whole idea of a lot of times during the year, when you're going to be with family, it's like, oh boy, we're going to need some wine. And Mother's Day is very different than that. Obviously, Mom, a beloved caretaker in the family, but you still got to have some wine. So what are your thoughts? What's the right thing to do wine-wise on Mother's Day?
Well, as a mother of 3 beautiful children, perfectly behaved all the time, I took this Mother's Day wine challenge in a slightly different direction, which was more an interpretation of what exactly does a mom need during the day as a mother to actually continue along with her job of mothering.
Right.
So whether or not you take this as an opportunity to give her a gift appropriate based on what I'm about to tell you, I have found that these tricks have helped me with my children continuing to live at times. So
right.
So I thought
I kind of felt like that was where that was.
Yeah. There have been times where it's been like 4:59 for 5 o'clock.
Yes,
6 o'clock.
Yes, yes.
I haven't even been drinking. Okay, so I think there are 3 qualifications to having the appropriate mother wine around the house. One is, it has to be relatively high in alcohol. I mean, you don't want to have something that's 5%, not a Prosecco, none of those kinds of like easy drinking wines. You need something that's above 12%.
Solution oriented.
Solution oriented. That's number 1.
All right.
Number 2, I would suggest it be a white. Because if you're drinking red at home alone with the kids and someone drops by and you've got the teeth and the lips going with the black,
no bueno.
It is so not cool, right? So you need a
Bad
white.
for business.
Bad for business. You need a white.
Okay.
And then thirdly, it has to have a screw cap. Because why do you want to mess around with a corkscrew when you need your wine quickly? So I have chosen a wine tonight to reflect all 3 of these. Now, this is a Chardonnay from Australia. often the whites from Australia are screw caps. And for my personal taste, I really love an oaky Chardonnay, but to sip, I really enjoy an unoaked Chardonnay because it goes with more foods. You know, chicken nuggets, it's great with chicken nuggets, great with mac and cheese. Even a hot dog, you can throw a hot dog down because you basically are eating the leftovers of the kids
Yeah,
at all
absolutely,
times.
absolutely.
So you want a wine that's going to pair with those concepts. So this wine, may I crack it for us?
You know what? Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's take a quick commercial break.
Beautiful.
And then we'll crack when we get back.
Okay.
All right. More with Kirsten Fox from the Fox School of Wines right after this message. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We're talking wine and what you should get your mother for Mother's Day. Wines with Kirsten Fox. All right. Chardonnay, unoaked.
Unoaked Chardonnay.
Facebook like on the no oak barrels. And good point. Kevin says, what does unoaked mean?
Well, if you take a white wine and you, here, I guess I'll try to pour with my left hand so you can see the
Okay.
label while I'm pouring. If you take a white wine and you do not age it or ferment it in those big oak barrels, it won't take on the characteristics of some of the wines that we're really familiar with that have a lot of buttery, toasty, and also some caramel, those kinds of flavors that are beautiful. They can also be really smoky as well. And those kinds of flavors can often overtake the food you're serving it with. Unless you've chosen some kind of a smoked chicken nugget, or you've added, you know, Gouda into the smoked Gouda into the mac and cheese, it's going to overtake it. So an unoaked Chardonnay is a little bit closer to a Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot Grigio, where it's just a more food-friendly wine. So this is our unoaked Chardonnay. Cheers.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Superstar. Yeah, so you definitely can tell it's got more of the kind of the fruity floral tones.
Some apple, green apple in there.
Green apple.
Mm-hmm. So a nice flavor profile in your mouth, and that's not going to overwhelm foods that you're eating it with, which is, you know, it really is important to not necessarily just be tasting the wine as you're eating your food. And really, when someone comes to the door, you're happy, you haven't spent a lot of money. Oh, that's another thing.
Yes.
This is a $10.99 bottle of wine, and it's not going to break the bank.
Right.
No one's going to be upset at you, and so you're not getting in trouble that way as well.
Well, and it occurs to me that that's a great thing in terms of giving a new wine that maybe mom hasn't had before. You're giving her a wine that she can then go buy again. Of course, it's really nice if you buy her a $50 bottle of wine for Mother's Day, but then she's going to have one of those, and she's not going to go out and buy those again. Everyday wine.
You know, because moms don't spend that money on themselves.
They don't.
So
Very true.
may I suggest, perhaps to my children who may be listening, getting the $50 bottle and the reasonably priced bottle, because then every base is covered. I'm honored as a mother, and in fact, I've now been introduced to a wine that I could go out and you know, we just don't splurge on ourselves, us mothers, so you'd have that backup.
It's true.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm sorry that I forgot to turn on the Taste-O-Vision for our viewers.
Yes.
So we won't be able to share this flavor profile with you, but I think that I speak for both of us when I say that nice weight. It's a good 6 o'clock in the afternoon wine. It won't, you can have a little bit of this without food, and it doesn't really, it's not too much.
It's not too much.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about this kind of a profile of flavors, the lighter fruits and that, it really is a very good wine. And there are quite a few you'll see on the shelves. They're called unoaked. They're sometimes called stainless. You'll see stainless Chardonnays. You're like, what is that? If you spill it, you know. But it's just aged in, you know, stainless steel tanks. So those are really good ones as well. And then a lot of people don't know that the wine out of Chablis, France, is, and I'm sure you know this because you're a wine connoisseur, but It's all Chardonnay.
Right.
But for the most part, unoaked. So the wines out of Chablis will be unoaked Chardonnays, and you can maybe buy a Chablis wine for your mom, and I'm not talking the Chablis in the, the jug.
With that you hold with
handle
one finger.
that we're all familiar with from
Right.
perhaps high school and college. But anyway, so that's another location to look for those unoaked Chardonnays.
And you can get Wishing Tree in liquor stores here
Yes,
in Utah?
absolutely.
Here in Park City?
Right in Park City, just got it up here today, and so
Okay.
it's right there on the shelves.
Awesome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a wonderful evening. Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Always great. Thank you so much. Always great to have you here.
Thanks.
And website.
Oh, foxschoolofwine.com. And we're starting up classes for the summer school, starts mid-June. So I think June 15th we start summer school. So start studying, students, if you're
Yes,
listening
ma'am.
today.
Yes, teach.
Yes, oh dear.
Thanks so much. Great to
Thank
see
you, Terry. Good to see you.
It's The Teach. Kirsten Fox, headmistress of the Fox School of Wines.com. Go find out more about classes. Go try this fantastic unoaked Chardonnay at a liquor store near you. We'll be right back.